Welcome to the New Barrel, where we're discussing the topic of the timeline tool. There is a downloadable PDF on thenewbarrel.com under the Toolkit tab. Feel free to download it, print it out, and follow along with the video. The PDF isn't required, but it does make things a little bit easier. The first step is to cut out all 5 of the bars you see on the paper. The first 3 are the timeline. They have bigger boxes, and each one of those boxes stands for 5 minutes. The smaller boxes that go on the 2 lines on the bottom are minute bars. So you're just going to cut out those whole strips from left to right on the page. Now tape the timelines together. So the first bar that goes from minute 00 to minute 45 will get taped on the left side of the second bar, which starts at 50 minutes and goes to 35 minutes. So the 45 and the 50 should go together, making one continuous line. Do the same thing for the third bar, starting at 40 minutes. Once you get all of these papers taped together in one long timeline, you're going to see that it is 2 hours worth of time. If you need more than 2 hours worth of time on your timeline, just print out a second PDF and keep adding until you get exactly what it is you need. Step 3 is to identify the deadline, whatever that time is that you need to walk out the door, or something needs to be completed, or everyone needs to be in bed. Whatever it is, identify that time. Step 4 is to locate where on the timeline your deadline will go. The example used in the video is 7:18 a.m., time to leave for the bus stop. I filled in the rest of the timeline starting at 6 a.m., going all the way through 7:18, and then I just kept going all the way to the end of the timeline, which would have been 8 o'clock. If you're a person who likes to be very exact, take a look at the minute bars, because 5 of those minute bars fits perfectly into each box on the timeline. So if you wanted to make 7:18 look perfect, you could cut out 3 of those minute bars, lay it down at 7:15, and then draw your line on the other side of the 3 bars, and it would actually be 7:18 exactly. Step 5 is to decide how many events need to occur to get from where you are to the deadline with everything done that needs to get done. For our example, it was waking up and doing the morning routine. Step 6 is to cut out each event in the estimated number of minutes it will take to complete. In our example, we started with wake up, but wake up also had make bed and get dressed, which we allowed 8 minutes for. Continue to create each event by deciding how many minutes it should take or estimate it, and then cut out that number of minute bars and then write it on and label it. Step 7 is to decide on the order of the events. For step 8, we're going to slide the first event under the timeline next to the deadline. And then we're going to slide the second event next to the deadline, where we have to slide the first event towards the left so they both fit. Add each event until you reach the last event, sliding them all over, but the last event always goes next to the deadline. This is our final step, step 9. Identify the start time for the first event. For the sake of our example, this was the time that the alarm was going to be set to be able to get up on time, do everything that needed to be done, and leave for the bus stop at 7:18 a.m. Depending on what you need to use the timeline tool for, you can be as detailed or specific as you need to be. Some people might work well if each event had its own alarm that went off, so they know exactly where they are in the process, because each alarm signals the end of one event and the beginning of another. It helps them keep on track. Other people would find that completely and totally annoying. You have to do what's right for you in your house, for yourself, and for your kids. We hope this tool helps you get where you need to go on time.